So, here we go again. Um, yeah, I don't know what to say about how long this took to get out. Delayed. Yeah, well, to be honest, I've been more busy with Nimbus. Project Nimbus, because I've not been playing this game very much, to be honest. And honestly, I don't really see myself coming back to it very much. Project Nimbus is just too good. But this is the DLC 6 review, and to be honest, I don't care anymore. It was a bad DLC. I'm sure people like it. I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of dislikes for that. That's not really my problem anymore. I moved on to Nimbus. This community hates me. It's quite funny, actually, how much this community hates me for not liking Anchorhead in this mission, I'm guessing. But anyway. This mission's pretty bad. To be honest, I was even told not to, just don't bother with reviewing it by Andrew Rogers. Good channel, by the way. Go check him out. He's up and coming. I think he has more potential than he realizes. I'll link him down below. But I just don't. I don't see what. I don't even know how to put this, man. I think the DLC, my initial thoughts on the DLC, I was just not enjoying it. I was not enjoying playing this DLC the first time I played it. I was audibly frustrated. This mission takes about 19 minutes to complete. At least that's what it should take you. It should take about 19 minutes. But that's when you first run. Usually it'll still take you about 19 minutes if you're playing with any aircraft but the F-15E. Probably the thing that made me hate this mission the most, or just turned me off from this mission, was really just the ranking, the S ranks. It's ridiculous to get. You have to do some stupid speed running to actually get it, or you just cheese it with the F-15E. That's what I did. I just cheesed it with the F-15E, because that's all you can really do. Unless you want to put yourself through the pain of using anything else. In this video it's a nightmare. You get to destroy anything. The guns are on steroids on the Aliquin for some reason. The XDSPs, or XSTVs, I don't know, the F-22 bombs, they're okay, but they don't do enough damage. Yeah, well, the real problem with this mission is the beginning of it, or the first half of it, because that's honestly what it is. I thought Anchorhead was bad, but at least Count kind of helped occasionally. He'd do some work. Not all the time, but he'd help quite a bit. People complained about him stealing kills, but honestly, well, it's mutual community. I don't appreciate you either. People complained about that. I actually think that was really good, that he was at least sometimes helping you. There was a lot of times he'd destroy ships that I just didn't want to deal with. I did damage to them, but it wasn't enough. And he did destroy them. Here, it seems like the AI helps you when you don't need help. The AI will only do something after you've lost 3 patrol aircraft and you're barely struggling to protect the last one. That's a stretch. That's never actually happened to me. But, basically the way this works is the UAVs will pretty easily dodge your missiles, and the first wave isn't too bad, but the second wave, the first wave, whatever side you take, the enemy's going to disappear on the other side, because the game makers were too lazy to actually program the AI to help your AI to help, so they just disappear. They're kind of like Stonehenge. And then after that, they'll send in way more UAVs, and they'll focus on one target. It's very rare you're going to actually protect all of the bombers or whatever they are. You're never. I'm not gonna say you're never, because you do sometimes. It's very rare. It's very difficult. It's very stressful to do this part. But it's so insulting because after you you get a couple shot down because you can't run to every place, and you can't defend. You're only gonna have time to defend one. The other one's going to get focused on whichever one you go to defend. The AI is going to split or is going to focus on the other one because UAVs actually have a strategy somehow, and they're not just UAVs. So I don't know. It's not really. It's not fun. This first part is really frustrating. It's just not worth it playing. But I mean, afterwards, it doesn't get much better. I mean, it's so insulting because once they actually do drop their sonic buoys, then the AI will start shooting down UAVs. It's occasional they'll shoot them down. They'll shoot them down when they're still dropping them, but they'll actually start quote unquote helping you afterwards, which you don't need help at that point. It's fine, they can shoot them down. I'd rather have them do it than me waste my time and then screw up the mission because I got shot down or because I was trying to find the alicorn. But oh, by the way, they for some reason ruined the system from Ace Combat 5 when you save Nagase. It's really dumb. You have to fly at a low speed at low altitude, and it's way slower with its pinging. Yeah, the boss fight itself, I'm not gonna complain too much because it was okay. It's not Room Taxi levels of good, and the soundtrack is forgettable at best. I don't really care for it. I don't remember it. It's not. None of these tracks have reached unexpected visitor levels, and to be honest, that's the only DLC mission I enjoyed. That's the only DLC so far I've actually enjoyed. The boss fight, just a couple. It's like a mix of Excalibur, Rim Faxi, and I don't know, something else. It's just kind of a mix of a bunch of bosses, but way less cool, way less threatening. I mean, it's kind of threatening, but it's never going to shoot you down, so occasionally it will if its VLSs catch you off guard. The only thing that's ever really killed me are the drones that chase after you when they have their shields up. Because, I mean, plus the UAVs dogfight over the shields. I gotta be very particular with my words, by the way, because if I'm not, then some guy's gonna call out something really specific in the comments, and it's going to lead to an argument that doesn't need to happen. So if I'm stuttering or specifying things a little much, that's why, because it's just gonna inevitably happen anyway. I don't know why I'm wasting my time. Yeah, the boss fight's okay. There's a bit of a patronizing speech at the end of the level. Honestly, there's a ton of forgotten plot points, some of the things that didn't happen. We didn't get Mimic skins, we didn't get Sack Squadron skins, we didn't get, like, anything cool. We just got one mission, and it really isn't that good of a mission. Cutscenes, not really that great. What I fail to understand is why the Oseans, who had no part in the Continental War, they backed out of Usea when the war started back in 2004. They literally were backed out. I don't understand why Aurid, of all places, is the place holding the anti-war or whatever for the Continental War conference. That doesn't make sense at all. It's so stupid. Okay, we don't know what happened in the... Well, we do know what happened in the Mimic Squadron. They're dead. But we don't know why or who they were. I've heard speculated that they're general resources, but it's an unfinished plot point, so I don't get it. They're not working for Torres. They're not working for Aruja. Certainly not for Osea. I get that they worked with Clemens like some way somehow, but we don't know why. We don't know why they hated Trigger so much. I'm going to assume that Trigger must have bombed Sokovia or something, and that's why they hate him so much, because that's where all evil siblings come from, and that's where all revengeful people come from, Sokovia. So yeah, I'm gonna assume they're from Sokovia and give up. I didn't see Lieutenant General Shepard again, so clearly that's a failed plot point that he didn't betray you, because like isn't that a must that General Shepard would betray you? I'm trying to make you laugh. Yeah, I know my comedy sucks. So I mean, honestly, the only two viable aircraft here are like the F-22 and the F-15E. The first time I played this mission, I used an F-15E because I thought it'd be fair. I tried to use the F4 or the 4AMs. It was pointless. I had to restart the mission to bring pulse lasers, and even then, it didn't go very well. What else is there to say, to be honest? I mean, this mission, it leaves me such an empty feeling, you know? It's so empty. I don't feel anything. I don't care. I really don't. I don't care about these people. I don't care about anybody in East Combat 7. I don't care. Like, Torres himself is, the cartoony levels have reached, maximum stupidity. He did go full retard, to be honest. He went full Joker for some reason. He laughed while he was dying. That's interesting. So that's something. Hujin, speaking of, I don't know why I brought up Hujin. Hujin? Hugin and Moonin. No, I don't really have anything to say about her. I don't have anything to say about anybody but Count. Oh, right, Wiseman. Wiseman inexplicably just didn't go with you. You know, I actually somewhat liked Wiseman. I didn't really like him, but he was at least tolerable. Now, honestly, he's more annoying than Count. Well, okay, he's not more annoying than base game Count, but he's annoying. He's the second worst in your squadron, and then Hujin is after that. I don't actually know if Scald was here. I completely forget if Scald was here. I think Fencer wasn't here. I know that for sure. I've probably seen Scald multiple times and haven't realized it right now. But the only person worth mentioning really is Count, because he's still tolerable. I mean, oh, there he is. Count is, again, tolerable. I don't have a problem with him. He's not annoying. He was best in Unexpected Visitor, but honestly, that's the only mission I cared about paying attention. I guess it's kind of cool what they do in the end of this mission with the submarine, but honestly, no, it's not. I'm kind of repeating myself, I know. I don't know why they decided to make Sack Squadron take 3 missiles. It really just adds to the difficulty that didn't already need to be there. I mean, I don't even know if I can say this mission is difficult. I don't even know if I can say that. I mean, I can't say that, like, from an Ace Combat community perspective, because if a mission is difficult, that automatically means you just suck, and that's it. So that's what the Ace Combat community would say. But from my point of view, the mission just isn't really that difficult. It's kind of difficult. It's difficult from the perspective of you're not going to be able to defend everybody, but that's not because of your skill. That's just because your AI is not helping you. So yeah, I kind of phoned it in with this one, to be honest. I mean, I'm not really doing any edits. I'm just doing a commentary, because why not? Why not? I mean, I have to do this. Well, okay, I don't have to do it, but I wanted to do it. I kind of set out to review all this stuff, and it's kind of necessary. I don't know. The DLC's like, I don't know. I'd recommend you just get Unexpected Visitor, to be honest, if you're looking to buy the DLC. There's only a couple DLCs you need to get. You need to get the AF-11, you need to get Unexpected Visitor, and you might want to get the Falcon. Not really, no, you don't want to get, I was going to say the Falcon or the Morgan, but honestly the Morgan sucks, so just get the Falcon and the AF-11, and then get Unexpected Visitor, because you're not going to get what you expect out of these next 2 DLC missions. So Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think it's better. I'm going to do an actual full review on Project Nimbus. Um, I mean, I haven't cared about Ace Combat 7 for a while now. It's just it's pointless. The community's trash. It's just kind of pointless. I don't want to deal with them anymore, and I moved on. And thankfully, and again, thanks to Andrew Rogers for showing me Project Nimbus. I put it off originally. It didn't seem like that great of a mission. I'm sorry, I was on a completely different level than what I was saying. I zoned out there. Project Nimbus didn't seem like that great of a game to me. It seemed pretty anime, and it kind of is, but it didn't seem like a great game. He said there were some Ace Combat references. It actually, some of his old videos actually seemed rather negative on it. I noticed recently, but maybe that's just because he was tired or something. I don't know. But I mean, honestly, I'd rather just talk about Project Nimbus. To be honest, Project Nimbus is definitely worth your time if you didn't like Ace Combat 7, and it's actually worth your time if you did, even if you did like Ace Combat 7, because it's a great game. Plenty of Ace. It actually did a lot of things that Ace Combat 7 did before Ace Combat 7 came out. It did space elevators. It did Longcaster's eating habits, although I don't really want to spoil, who's talking that way, because that's a surprise. But it has a ton of Ace Combat references. I also hear it's based off Armored Core and Gundam. I'm not familiar with either of those, but I'm sure some people here are. Like the people who told me not to do this review. Yeah, I honestly would be more excited to talk about Project Nimbus than this, because it's worth your time. It's definitely worth your time. You've definitely be seeing more of that from me. But yeah, that's really what I'm glad I found Project Nimbus. I'm glad I was recommended it, because I wouldn't be interested in Ace Combat 7. And honestly, most of the games I played this year, pretty mediocre. Heck, most of the games within the last 3 years have been mediocre. Besides Spider-Man, that was a pretty good game. But yeah, Nimbus came out back in, I think, 2017? 2016? I don't know, something like that. I think it was 2017. It came out on PC. I don't remember when it came out on PS4, but just a couple months ago, actually, PS4 got the DLC or whatever. I don't know. I played through the whole game. Great game, worth your time. You can watch me stream it, but please play it for yourself, or watch my streams. Just play it for yourself. It's not worth spoiling. It's a great game. Yeah. Okay, so is there anything else to really talk about with this? I mean, the soundtrack, as I said, was unmemorable. You can't play it in the main menu. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I could continue to give examples of why it's bad. I could continue to say things that just suck, but the mission just sucks. That's all I can put it. This sucks. Ace Combat just phoned it in. Project Nimbus made me remember why I liked Ace Combat. It's really a better version. It's really the Ace Combat 7 I wanted, to be honest. No silent. Well, there's one silent protagonist, but you play as 6 characters. One of which is a silent protagonist, and he's joked about because of being a silent protagonist, which I like. So many problems. I don't really know what to say. What game to say? You've lost so many things, to be honest. I feel that I'm gonna get many things said to me. I think I do this video. Yeah, you're welcome to leave nasty comments. I honestly don't think I have the energy to talk to those people. Go ahead and eat them anyway. I don't have a comment, but yeah. I mean, I could sit here attacking these comment community. I mean, at least the Reddit. I feel like I'm a little mean in that regard. This is more of just like a meandering, if you will. This is more of just a meandering commentary, just going on about a bunch of things. It's been a while since I did a video like this, since I talked directly to my subscribers. So, yeah, I know a lot of it's probably just the Ace Combat Reddit, but I've had a lot of nasty people here on YouTube. I don't see a lot of positivity from the Ace Combat community. Well, positivity. Oh god, that opens up a bunch of can of worms. Oh, why did I say that? Okay, not a lot of logic from the Ace Combat community. Let's just go with that. Not a lot of logic. I mean, I get told that my reasons for Ace Combat being bad are non-legitimate all the time. I know they are, but yeah, but there's so many problems that stack up so quickly, and yet I get told they're not legitimate, and that is just—it's so frustrating. A lot of the things Ace Combat 7's defenders say are just so stupid that you can't respond to it properly. You get caught off guard by the stupidity. Yeah, I've done that to my friends a few times too. I'll admit. I've never said. I'm not the best choice of words guy, because, I mean, who knows how many things I've messed up saying in this video, or whatever the community's going to pick on that works in their favor. Probably many things. Yeah. But, if we haven't, but I was very positive about Nimbus up until about the end, but that was because of many reasons. Technical difficulties, just in general. Problems really with just the way that last boss was handled, if you will. It was pretty bad. I don't know why they had that one problem. There's a very good boss fight in Nimbus, though, if you aren't aware of it. It's the final boss fight of Act 2. There's 4 acts. Final boss fight of Act 2. Won't tell you what it is or what it's with, but it's probably the best boss fight in the Ace Combat series. And I figure I should announce that I did, at some point, announce Project Nimbus as an honorary Ace Combat game. I know I don't have that power, but I'm doing it anyway because it deserves it. Yeah, the company who's making Project Nimbus are already developing Nimbus Infinity. To be fair, they probably have been for a while. I mean, Project Nimbus has kind of been finished for a while. They're an indie company too, and they deserve all the credit they get because they made an amazing game with a great story. They deserve a lot more, and I know that they're getting to their golden period where they're big enough to make a good game, but small enough that they're not corrupt. Like, kind of like Project Aces. I don't know. Well, I mean, Project Aces made a ton of bad business decisions as well. I mean, just the way they handled their DLC. I mean, the AF-11, actually, scratch that, not just the AF-11, pretty much all of the aircraft were in the game already. Like, there were PC people digging up the aircraft, like, the second they got it. Well, maybe not the second, but you could get that stuff a long time ago. You could get the DLC craft a long time ago. The DLC skins are just skins in the game with the added emblems on them. I mean, I could literally list a bunch of dirty things that Namco did. And they did a lot of dirty things. But people will just say it's not legitimate or get over it or whatever. And there's so many things that stack up so quickly that I feel like I shouldn't have to make this argument literally every single time. Or just say this crap every single time, but this community is so stubborn. It doesn't bother me not being a part of it anymore. I can live with that, because they're just not worth it. And, if you want to let me know how much you disagree, otherwise, then you go right ahead. You're wasting your time. I've heard it all, seen it all, well, I may be pushing it. But I've heard quite a bit from the community. They've never really said anything that logical. At least in terms of defending Ace Combat 7, usually goes to personal attacks or just denying common sense. That's usually what it goes to. A lot of worrying things about this community, by the way. Like they say they can't. I've had people say to me that they can't immerse themselves in anything without a silent protagonist. How do you do that? Like you can't watch movies, you can't play literally most games. You can't do that. Really? I'm worried if that's the case because that is spectacularly stupid. I mean, I was more immersed in Project Nimbus the whole time than I was in Combat 7. I probably need to cut this up, like, or something. I probably need to, like, put a timestamp or something to say when I don't talk about the DLC anymore, because I stopped talking about the DLC a while ago. Yeah, so, I mean, what do you say about it, other than it's crappy? Because I've said that about everything Ace Combat 7 at this point. Honestly, Ace Combat 7 has an identity crisis. I think that's a good way to put it. It's not... It doesn't know what it's trying to be. Like, it's trying to be all three games at the same time. All three of the good games at the same time. That's failing at all three. Maybe more of Ace Combat 5 than 4, but... There's a little bit of Ace Combat 0 mixed in there. Not a lot, though. Nothing matches the way Ace Combat 0 handled that. I mean, I love 5. 5's my favorite. 5 will always be my favorite. But there's a way Zero did things that just aren't matched. It works so well. But it's just it doesn't keep my attention. Nimbus respects the old Ace Combat games. It references them all the time. Nimbus has more Ace Combat references. Some may consider some of them a ripoff. Ripoff is a bit mean, I'd say. You'd have to play yourself to understand, but there's a little bit of stuff mixed in there that's a little suspect, maybe. I don't know. It came out of nowhere, if you will, with the way it handled it. But the Ace Combat references, there was more of them there. Heck, actually, it probably handled it better than what Ace Combat 7 did anyway. But you have no idea what I'm talking about if you haven't played Nimbus. Go play Nimbus. Besides that, it has more Ace Combat references. It seems to love Ace Combat more than Project Aces, and that is a weird thing to say about a company who made their first game. This is their first game, Nimbus. It's quite impressive, but yeah, I don't think there's much more to say. I mean, I don't really care anymore, to be honest. I've said this before, I won't say it again, I do not care. I expect nothing less than either no comments, or hate comments, or friend comments from friends. So, I mean, that's... Honestly, you guys should just go check out Andrew. If you like a guy who's more neutral about it, and yeah, he's made fun of me, go check him out. He's neutral, more neutral, but he's also in this. He's a guy who got me. He also has played with me a few times. He played with me on Sniper Elite. He has a stream of his own on there, I believe. Yeah, he's a cool guy. Check him out. Yeah, I mean, that's Ace Combat 7, and I'm pretty excited to continue on with Nimbus, but this is probably the last of Ace Combat 7 you're going to see for a bit. You might see some Nimbus remixes, possibly, we'll see. But yeah, so thanks for sticking with me for as long as we've been here doing Ace Combat 7. Excited to see where we go next with Nimbus. And possibly more down the line. Hopefully Ace Combat 8's good, but 7 kind of lost its touch. And Project Aces, if you're watching, which you aren't, just watch my How Ace Combat 8 Needs to Be Done video. Explain a lot of things. Stay frosty, Price is Right. Have a good day or good night.